Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity Bay Area, Houston. We are so grateful that you are here, and we're going to send extra blessings out to those that are still working with storm recovery. There's still a lot of that going on, and trusting that process that's unfolding for everyone. Right now, I want to just acknowledge Unity is a positive, practical, progressive approach to Christianity, but we're based upon the teachings of Jesus and the power of prayer. And we acknowledge and honor everyone's right to choose a path that works for them. And that every path opens us to the true one Spirit. So whatever path is that, we honor each and every one of them. So today we are going to begin with our affirmation. As a divine being, I am valuable and irreplaceable. Let us affirm that together. As a divine being, I am valuable and irreplaceable. We just hold that in your heart a minute. You know, if we could each truly understand our divinity and the fact that we are needed exactly as we are, and to be in acceptance and love of self is a very, very powerful place to be. So, and our affirmation is como ser divino, soy valioso e irreemplazable. All right, is you guys want to try that with me? Como ser divino, soy valioso e irreemplazable. Something like that. So, all right, let's rise and join in our opening song with Ellen and Art.
Good morning. In the morning when I rise, and before I close my eyes, anytime I'm in despair, I just say this little prayer. God's light surrounds us, God's love enfolds us, God's power protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever I am, God is. When the hot wind starts to blow and beat upon your door, every night will have its dawn. Hold this thought as you go on. God's light surrounds us, God's love enfolds us, God's power protects us. Where presence of God watches over us, wherever I am, God is. We all hear Spirit call. It's a small world after all. Bound together in and through. This one common simple truth. God's light surrounds us. God's love enfolds us. God's power protects us. In Texas, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Wherever we are, God is. Let them hear you outside. Wherever we are, God is.
Good one. Welcome, everybody. My name is Suze Reeder, and I'm so glad that you have joined us today. Let's begin our service together as we affirm our statement of truth. There is one presence and one power in the universe and in me, God, the good omnipotence. Prayer is the core practice that Unity teaches, our constant connection to divinity. Our prayer chaplains pray for your requests for 30 days and are sent to Silent Unity to be prayed for at the same time. Okay, we're going to do this. What's that? Double prayer power. Prayer request forms are in the foyer. Today's prayer chaplains are Kathy Powell, There she is. And Sarah Thompson. There she is. After the service, you can meet Sarah near the prayer room for one-on-one prayer, and Kathy will lead us in a group prayer before our meditation. For our digital viewers, whether you seek peace or have gratitude to express, please click the Request Prayer button in your bulletin, or you may leave a prayer through Facebook Messenger. And now let's join Reverend Kyra in prayer.
Thank you, Suze. So grateful to see each of you and to open our hearts and our minds and our being to this divine moment. I invite you to find that place where you commune with the God of your understanding, where you connect into this divine essence that is here now. And we say, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for this infinite movement of spirit through us, as us. As we open ourselves to be a presence for you this day, we feel you moving through and unifying all the aspects of our being, that we may embody our true Christ consciousness. We may be a presence and be in the presence. And as we do so, we bring forth a presence to all who surround us, to our community, to our nation, to our world. And we feel the power of that movement of spirit that is unifying and allowing peace and harmony to be the core of my being. And as I choose peace, I become a presence for peace. As I choose love, I become a presence for love. As I choose understanding, I become a presence for understanding. In all ways, I am one with that infinite oneness of the universe. And I recognize it in all that I see before me, in all that I know within me. And I say thank you. Thank you to that oneness within me that is bringing forth its presence in me, through me, as me, and to the world. And so it is. Amen. And yes. Thank you.
It's announcement time. This week's announcements and all participation links can be found in your Sunday e-bulletin, which was sent out this morning. Please visit the connection table in the foyer to sign up for our many events. So the Earth Care team will meet not next Sunday, but today, quickly after the service at noon. Come find out what this amazing group is up to next. And speaking of the Earth Care team, the next Earth Care movie night is Saturday, July 27th. That's this Saturday. I'm really excited about this. Deep in the Heart is a visually stunning celebration of what makes Texas unique, its diverse landscapes and remarkable wildlife behavior that cannot be found anywhere else in the world. Told through the eyes of wildlife species ranging from the mysterious blind catfish to the elusive mountain lion, the story follows our ever-changing relationship with the natural world and showcases our ability to destroy, conserve, and recover wildlife and the habitat we mutually depend on. Narrated by Matthew McConaughey and featuring the state-of-the-art cinematography, this family-friendly film journeys from the highest peaks in West Texas through our aquifers, rivers, and bays, and deep into the Gulf of Mexico. Deep in the Heart aims to conserve our remaining wild places, to show the connectivity of water and wildlife, and to recognize Texas's conservation importance on a continental scale. You're invited to bring food to share before the 6 p.m. potluck. I'm definitely going to be there. Next Sunday, we begin our summer series, The 4 Spiritual Laws of Prosperity by Edwene Gaines. Did I say that right, Edwene? Please get your books today from our bookstore. The series includes special guest speaker Edwene Gaines through Zoom on August the 4th. And let's get ready for a wild ride through unity consciousness. And now please join me for our vision, mission, values, and affirmation. Our vision is a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of a shared spiritual awakening. Our mission is to inspire minds, awaken hearts, and empower lives through the teachings of Jesus Christ and other expressions of universal truth. In all that we are and all that we live, we value unconditional love, connection, authenticity, inclusivity, trust, and compassion. We are living relevant spirituality now.
Please rise. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. Amen. It's me again. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for being here and sharing your unique energy and personalities with us today. Test question by a show of hands: who loves the Moody Gardens Aquarium? And now, follow up, how about its air conditioner in the summertime? So that was easy. Now, if you're here for the very first time, please raise your hand so that we may welcome you. Hey. Together, let's share our welcoming blessing. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we hold the Christ in you. To new guests, you may have received a brochure and a sticker from a greeter this morning. If you did not, please raise your hand and an usher will bring them to you. And after you fill out the guest card, you can visit our welcome table and choose a welcome gift after the service. Our first-time viewers may contact us through Messenger or Facebook to choose a special gift. We'd love to connect you to our unique events and show you what we mean when we say we are living relevant spirituality now. And now let's center inward for a reading of today's Unity Daily Word with Dawn.
Good morning. It threw me for a loop, too. So I have not read it. I thought Dawn was going to. But our word today is valuable. Our affirmation, I am valuable and irreplaceable. Each person is a spiritual being made in the image and likeness of God, blessed with a variety of spiritual gifts we share in different ways. The world needs my unique contributions. When I see myself this way, I become newly aware of my value as a member of the human family, more confident in myself as I shine the light of God as only I can. Living in the awareness of my value helps others see it too. I leave behind critical or negative opinions I may have held about myself and treat myself as the divine being I am. Like a beautiful gemstone, I too am a precious jewel among so many others. Together we sparkle and shine. And from Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, so God created humankind in his image. In the image of God, He created them. Male and female, He created them.
Thank you, Anne.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. And all you are and all you do is a blessing to the world.
Good morning. One of the things that we do that's a blessing to the world is to lift others in prayer. And at this time in our service, we ask each and every one of you to consider situations, people, circumstances that you would like to either silently or quietly lift in prayer, knowing that, we don't plead for things to change. What we ask for is our minds to be opened so that we can see the opportunities and challenge, the learning, the growth, the opportunities to lift and help each other, and the opportunities for our mind to just open and see what's out there that can be the answer to our prayers. Let's take a moment to lift others and circumstances up to Divine Spirit. Divine Spirit, we are one. We are all one. Reaching inward, we connect through our oneness. We realize that Divine Spirit is within each of us, and our ability to lift each other in prayer brings us closer to our own Divine Spirit. Amen.
And I invite you to continue into this prayer consciousness in the place where we open to that infinite source within. We feel the power of the divine source right here and right now, and we begin to just gentle ourselves into this time of meditation. I invite you to just relax. Allow your body to be set free, to just relax. There's no set way we need to sit. There's no specific thought. In fact, we just allow whatever is happening to move through. But we focus upon this moment of being present to the fact that we are one with this infinite side of our nature, with the divine essence, the Christ consciousness within us. And we soften the backs of our eyes and allow ourselves to soften our jaws and our necks and our shoulders. And just notice any place in your body where you have held tension, stress, resistance, or fear. And breathe into that area and let it go. Feel your heart opening and flowering and blossoming. Feel your whole being begin to relax into this now, to recognize the truth of who you are, of what you are as a divine expression of light and love and wisdom. We release the committee in the mind. They can chatter away, but we are here grounded in spirit, embodying the Christ, allowing that infinite, wondrous source, the all that is, great spirit, the mighty mystery, to have its way in us, to do its alchemy, for us to release and remember who we are. And we take this remembrance, this wholeness that we are, in health, in vitality, in all that we experience and express. We feel the whole self right here and now, the wholeness that is our birthright, that is our true inheritance. We cannot be less than that. But we take this remembrance into the silence and allow the universe to fulfill its perfect expression of order through us this day in the silence. As we allow ourselves to be realigned with the truth of us, with the spirit that we are, we set free all the other thoughts or feelings and rise again in our true essence, in our true wholeness, in our true oneness, that sacred oneness. We feel and know that right here, right now, in this moment, I am well. I am whole. I am free to be me. And we bring our awareness back here into this room and flutter our eyes open when we're ready. And we share the words of an Aramaic translation of the Lord's Prayer. Together, O cosmic birther of all radiance and vibration, and carve out a space within us where your presence can abide. Fill us with your creativity so that we may be empowered to bear the fruit of your mission. Let each of our actions bear fruit in accordance with our one desire. Endow us with the wisdom to produce and share what each being needs to grow and flourish. Untie the tangled threads of destiny that bind us as we release others from the entanglements of past mistakes. Do not let us be seduced by that which would divert us from our true purpose, but illuminate the opportunities of the present moment. For you are the ground and the fruitful vision, the birth, power, and fulfillment, as all is gathered and made whole once again. And so it is. Ah, yes. I'm still learning that one. You too? Yeah, which is good because it allows us to really take it in and think, oh, what does that mean to me now? How do I live into this? So I find it quite powerful. And so let's turn it back over now to Eleanor. Thank you.
Look at me. Look at me. I am changing, trying every way I can. I'm changing. I'll be better than I am. I'm trying to find a way to understand, but I need a hand. I am changing. but I need you. I need a hand. All my life I've been a fool. Think I can do it all alone. How many good friends have I lost? How many dark nights I have known? Walking down that long road, there was nothing I could buy. All of those years of darkness could make a person go blind. But I am changing, trying everything I can. I am changing. I'll be better than I am, but I need a friend to help me start all over again. That would be just fine. I know I'm gonna work it out this time. This time I am changing. Gonna get my life together now. I am changing. Yes, and I know how. Gonna start again. I'm gonna leave my past behind. I'm gonna change my life. I'm gonna make it up now.
Ellen's back. Oh, thank you all. Thank you, Ellen and Art. That was fabulous. Got me going. We are in times that are changing, aren't we? And it is requiring a lot from each of us. We've had some amazing opportunities this week with our meditation class. I've had a fabulous class and soul retrieval yesterday, and you know, so many things that we're doing to help come back to our true self. And really, these are the times where we're awakening and we're beginning to understand. And many of us have been on this journey a long time. We've done many layers and levels of awakening. And yet there's still these parts where we are not fully integrated into our whole self. And what is occurring is a time of integration. And I've called this lesson Integrating Self, because there are so many ways that we have tended to judge ourselves and one another, that we have struggled with aspects of ourselves and condemned aspects of ourselves, pushed them away. And it's time for us to embrace all that we are. Because we have all of those different parts of us, right? Every single one of us are made up of 1,000 different personalities or 1,000,000 different personalities, and depending on a given moment. And yet, our true self, our Christ self, our divine, we call it the monad, we call it the divine essence, the higher self, whatever name you choose to give to it, is always whole and available. And yet, integrating those other parts requires us to recognize them and acknowledge their presence without the condemnation, without the judgment, without the pushing it away because I don't want to have that part of me. I don't want to acknowledge that I've got a critical self, or that I've got a judger, or I've got, what do you got? What else? Who else have we got out there? What are all of our different personalities? Just start hollering them out. Insecurity, yeah, the low, no self-worth self, the I'm not good enough self. Anybody got that one? Yeah, the, if only self, the if only, you know. And then, of course, there's the joy self, there's the, you know, the peace self, there's all of that. But we have all of these different personalities that show up in a given moment. When I was doing a lot of my oneness work in India, one of the things we talked about was that in opening up to our oneness, we were always just observing the many selves that show up moment by moment by moment by moment. But they are not what define us. And what's happened for many of us in this world is we have identified with an aspect of ourselves at a given moment. And one moment we might relate to an aspect that's joy. Another moment we might relate to an aspect that's critical, unworthy, all those different parts. But the truth is they are still all just personalities that we carry because we're a human being. We're here as a spiritual being having a human experience. And yet part of what the integration is integrating our divinity with our humanity. To recognize and acknowledge those parts, that they don't then decide for me who I am in the moment that they think they're in charge, right? You got those that think they're in charge in a particular moment, and oh, do they get bossy? Have you noticed, you know, those parts of us that think they know in a given moment? Anybody have the self-arrogant, you know, the righteous, right? We have so many different personalities that show up in a moment and want to define us and believe that that's what's in charge. And yet, our goal continually is to go back to the essence of who we are, to integrate those, not to deny them. Oh, I see you. Yeah, I see you. And gosh, yeah, tell me what you have to say. Okay, but we're not putting that out in the world, you know. and I'm going to embrace that I have that. One of the greatest spiritual challenges we have is when we want to deny those human aspects, rather than to acknowledge them and embrace them. So when they say, you know, that there are three people you don't lie to: your doctor, your lawyer, and your higher self, right? And so one of the things is because we cannot lie to ourselves when I say, oh, no, I'm totally okay, and yet I'm feeling this. Right? And so what we have to do is to acknowledge, wow, I'm a divine being, and right now I'm feeling pissed off or angry, or I think that's what I'm supposed to say instead of the other, right? It's more appropriate, right? I'm not feeling appropriate right now, right? You know, it is important that we integrate and understand that in the process, not denying those truths, those are small t truths, of that I have this personality aspect showing up, is an important thing for ourselves to acknowledge. Right now I am, you know, I want to impress everybody, you know, I want to do this right because I want you all to like me, right? And I want you to agree with me, or whatever. We have all those things that go on moment by moment by moment, second by second by second. Our mind can be so fast to bring up another piece, right? And yet at the same time, that is not who I am. Who I am is this deeper part. And yet at the same time, I do need to take a look and understand and acknowledge that all of these parts are going on the journey with me, right? Our personality aspects don't just drop away. The difference is that we become the observer. We become the one that is aware and can notice who's running the show in this moment. How many of you have seen Inside Out? Most of you. How many have seen Inside Out 2? All right, some of you. All right. So I want to talk about this a minute because it's a great show, and if you haven't seen it, I highly encourage it. And, you know, part of the reason is that what they're doing is showing in the mind of a young girl, all right? And in her being, there are all these personality aspects. You know, there's fear, and there's joy, and there's sadness. And they're fighting for the controls, right, in this. this. And as she gets a little older and becomes a teen, a preteen, then all of a sudden, oh, there's new ones that show up as well. There's new aspects. You know, we get more sophisticated, more complicated. We develop more personality. I love ennui. Whatever, you know. And so we, you know, that's typical in our teen years, true. And so in this, some of us carry that on a long time, right? Whatever. And so it's a great show, but what it's so beautiful is because it truly acknowledges these parts of ourselves that are here, that we're not in denial of. But we also are not having to say they get to run the show all the time. There's a deeper part, but a part of our integration as a healing in remembering the truth that though that's showing up, I can acknowledge it, I can understand it, I can agree that it's there, and at the same time recognize that I am still a whole Christ being. I am eternal. I am infinite. I am wisdom itself. You know, in unity, we don't teach that, you know, God is these things. We say God is omnipresence, not omnipresent, because it's everything, and it's in us and through us and as us. And so as we begin to embody and embrace these different aspects, we recognize that there is something greater happening here, even as I'm acknowledging these other parts. I loved a piece that I want to share with you today on I've got a couple different parts. Well, the one about Inside Out 2, there's a quote from the movie in Inside Out 2 that really struck a chord, and it's easy to miss if you're not paying close attention. All right, it's the scene where sadness timidly asks joy if she can come down with her to the memory pond. All right, in her response, joy takes sadness by the hand and tells her, friend, of course, remember, sadness, wherever I go, you're coming too. It's really powerful because when we hear that, we start to recognize we don't go through life always joyful. We don't go through life without having sadness or grief. We don't go through life without these different parts of us showing up in a given moment. So we always have all of it within us. And yet at the same time, it does not mean that that again is who we are, but we acknowledge that even in the midst of our greatest joy, we may have a corner of sadness in our being over something. You know, sadness, at one point Joy actually drags sadness around with her in the memory files there. Those are all memory files. And when we have that with us, and when we have sadness, there's still joy at the core of our being, even in the midst of that sadness, because there's joy at being alive here on this planet, of being a Christ presence, of being a divine essence or spirit in the midst of life. So there's always going to be all of those different selves, and to be able to acknowledge and recognize them, you know, because what happens to us in the process, at least for me, and I'm pretty sure that's pretty universal, right, is that, you know, the critical self comes in, and the critical self wants to keep me safe, right? It wants to keep me safe from making mistakes. So it will criticize me, it will hold me accountable for a higher vision, but at the same time, what it's doing, instead of encouraging me, it's criticizing. You got that one going on? You got the critical self in there? You know, well, wait a minute, no, that's not quite perfect. You need to do it better, right? And I grew up, that perfectionist, right? Anybody else have one of those going on? Yeah. All right, then we have the performance self. I'm going to fulfill my purpose, and I'm going to be enough. And I'm going to do that by showing how I perform. And so if I don't perform in a given moment in the way I think I should, then suddenly, I have a reason to condemn myself. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. I didn't do enough. I wasn't, I didn't show up as the best I thought I could, or whatever. Then there's the lazy self. Oh, it feels so good to not get out of bed in the morning, right? Or wants to just relax and forget all that stuff that needs to get done. We kind of had to overcome that during the storm, didn't we? And go clean up on everything that happened. And then there's the responsible self. Did I say that one? Yeah. Oh, no, I didn't. The responsible, I really owned this one for a long time in my life. Anybody else been the highly responsible one in your family or in your lives? And then, oh my gosh, how horrific if I dared to think I might have let anybody down. Even if it wasn't true, I might have. So the responsible one, again, wants to kind of perform, wants to make sure that we're living up to some standard that somebody created somewhere. We don't even know where, because what's the true standard? The true standard is being true to ourselves, true to our higher selves, true to our heart, true to our soul, and to know that we cannot not be our true self. All right, everybody breathe. You cannot not be your true self. But what we do is we have these ideas and these beliefs and these that we've taken on throughout our life in a given moment that we are going to then let, again, run the show. We decide, oh, if I'm responsible enough, then I'll prove my worth. I'll prove my value. Because at some level, I'm not in alignment to the truth of my being, is that I'm valuable by my being. Do you all know you are energetic beings, right? We are electrical impulses in this world. And as we open to the truth of our vibration, the vibrational energy that we carry is already a blessing to this world, just by being in existence. Ah, everybody sigh. Ah, it's very freeing to open to that realization that yes, of course we're going to be responsible. We're going to choose wisely. We're going to do things, but we don't have to do that at the cost of feeling comfortable and at home in ourselves, for being at the cost of our peace, the cost of our feeling our oneness with all, or instead creating fear instead of harmony and love within our being. So the challenge for us in this integration is that I get to decide who and what is showing up in a moment and not identify with it. Ah, I see, I want to go down this rabbit hole. I've been down it before, right? It's got a really long group of tunnels that I've tunneled through, and I constantly make new tunnels with that rabbit hole. Anybody else do that? You know, we start to go down a thought process that is diminishing our true self and buying into our relation to whatever that personality aspect is. So I want to invite us that a part of our spiritual journey is to come back to the realization of our whole self. To realize that one of the unity phrases, there's not a spot where God is not, right? There's not a spot, so there's no place where God doesn't. God is in every bit of it. And when I can acknowledge, and I remember one of my oneness teachers, Doug Bentley, was fabulous. He was a monk that was from the United States and went to India and spent a lot of time there. And I think he just moved to Costa Rica now. But he was talking about, you know, admitting that, oh, what it was that's really going on inside my head frees me from being in bondage to it and following that train of thought. So the minute I admit that truth to myself, or if I feel like sharing it with another, oh wow, I wanted to go in judgment into this moment, and no, but oh, I wanted to go there, oh, I wanted to condemn myself right now, or you, or something, you know, or the world, or the politics, or everything else that takes us outside of ourselves, rather than being true to, I can see that's up, and I'm not that. It's here. It's here. It's going to have its voice. It's going to do what it's going to do. I don't need to change it. I don't need to get rid of it. Because see, this is the other part of it. When I'm already whole, when I'm already at one with myself, I don't need to change those aspects because they're not how I define myself. Does that make some sense? So when I can come to that truth in myself and say, no, I am whole, I am this divine being, I am this awareness that is here, that is, and I have this going on, then I don't make it mean something. It's just the nature of my humanity to have these different personality aspects show up moment by moment by moment. So I can see them, I can acknowledge them, I can laugh at them, and I can remember who I am, which allows me to relax into life. See, the key about our spiritual essence, of knowing our spiritual selves fully, knowing it, not thinking I might try to believe in it, right? You get that distinction, right? Is I know the truth of who I am. And I want you to think about for yourselves, how do you know the truth of yourself? Do you go into a place where you just rest into that and know? Do you feel it? I feel it as a force. Right here in the solar plexus is a beautiful place where we connect and flow with the divine. Yes, we open our hearts, but first we have to come to our personal power. And our personal power is in what's called the solar plexus, in the third chakra. So as we are opening to the realization that I am the infinite expressing in this way, I'm made in the image and likeness of God, this is what we're told, and it's true, and when I understand that as not a maybe kind of, well, I'd like to, but I begin to know it, then all of a sudden I can have those other aspects and I can notice them and I can laugh at them, but I don't make them mean something. Oh, there went my not worthy again. Look at how it showed up. It wanted to reject that gift, you know, and yet here's the gift that somebody wanted to give me. Have you got that part that, oh, I'm not valuable enough to receive that gift, right? I'm not valuable enough to have this gift, to be who I am and to be human and divine. So when we say those things, we're invited, it's a moment to notice, oh, wait, this is a time to come back to my true Christ self, who of course has inherited the whole divine essence, the wisdom, the wonder of the universe, and is always valuable, is always valued, is enough just by your being. And as we begin to integrate this, because this is a time where much is happening to move us forward in our spiritual awakening, our awareness on this planet. And many people are starting to recognize that there's something more occurring here. And yet we are still in the process with it of this integration. So I invite you to recognize when it's showing up for you. And say, okay, there it is. There's this that's showing up. There's my fear. There's my doubt. There's my anger. There's my whatever it might be. My judge, my critic, and just notice and say, oh, okay, there you are. Thank you. I see you've got your own personality going and you're fighting for the controls. If you see Inside Out 2, you'll understand that. There's a control panel. They're trying to control this young girl from within. Each of these different characters, right? And so we are all those characters, of course, and we carry them all. And I want us to be gentle with ourselves in this process, to not have to fight off, because what we've done so many times is try to suppress parts of ourselves. And when we try to suppress those parts, then they fight louder. Have you noticed? Those voices get louder when we try to suppress them, rather than, oh, I hear you, I see you, I get that you think that you get to be in charge, right? And that's fine, but no, you're going to get to come along for the ride, but you're not in charge, because my divine is always in charge of me. My divine is always at the core of me, bringing forth what I need in a given moment, blessing my journey, finding the right answers when I need it, bringing me to a greater realization to live from a higher place within myself. And I don't care what mistakes we've made along the way. Anybody gotten through without any mistakes? We all, and there is no such thing as win or lose. There's no such thing as success or failure. There's only living into each moment. And when we let go of those divisive ideas, or we see them for what they are, rather than getting into, oh, I've won, I've lost, I've succeeded, I've failed, I'm good, I'm bad, we go, oh, I'm all of that, right? I am all of that. I make mistakes, I apologize, I forgive, I do all of that. I love myself one moment, another moment, I'm not so good at that, right? So we honor and acknowledge and know that the higher truth, returning to that ground of being, where I'm grounded in Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, and I'm aligned to the highest realms of all existence. And at all times, I am all of this. That's my whole self. That's my whole self. And what would it be to be free, to be who you are in the moment, without those other voices deciding something different about you than the truth? Because I know who you are. You are the Christ in expression. You are the divine in a perfect, irreplaceable, valuable, individualized expression. And we are each needed to have our particular way of being here upon this planet. We're not meant to all be the same. This is not about homogenizing us. It's about us sharing our light, the divine light, as us in a way that is unique and wondrous for us. And as we do that, and as we begin to integrate these different parts and acknowledge them, then it is a very, very freeing experience. And it actually gives rise to a bit more of the joy. But we also know sadness is always there. And what I know for each of you is that you are the integrated self, and just learning to claim and know that for yourself. And I am so grateful to be on the journey together with you. God bless you, friends. Have a great week. Thank you. It is powerful, isn't it? You know? See, there's that part of me that likes the acknowledgement that somebody stood up, yeah. And then there's a part that says, don't get caught into that, That's ego. We have all of it going on all the time. All right, today, thanks for the weather forecast, Alexa. She goes, whatever. Artificial intelligence. Or no, artificial indifference. Sorry, artificial indifference. I love that. All right, we are grateful to have you here at Unity and to share in this journey of life and fulfillment of our true essence. And so we want to say thank you to all those that have given. I want to share with you that we've put out a particular line item called Hurricane Barrel Relief Fund. We're hoping to receive funds. I don't know yet. As we receive funds, then we will be putting out an application for anyone that does need support from what has occurred through the storm. And we'll have an opportunity. We'll have a particular team of just a couple of people, because we want to keep that confidential, but that can then respond, and we'll try to distribute funds that receive. In the past, when we did this with Hurricane Harvey, we did receive funds from around the country as well, from other Unity churches and others. So we'll see, but it does take a little time for some of that to happen. But we want you to know that our hearts are with everybody in this process, and we're really looking at how can we support and honor, because we know some of us really had quite a lot of unexpected expense in this process, unexpected a challenge, and we want to support one another in the best ways that we know how. So we'll see how that goes, but that is a fund that's up on our website under the giving. You go to the fundraising, and then it is one of the drop downs that you can go to as well. And so we're grateful. We're grateful for all the gifts, and in fact, I know that we will have some funds in there. We just don't know the amount. So thank you, God. And we thank you for being a giver in all the ways that you give that help us sustain this ministry and continue to offer this message and all that we are here together in community to be and do. And so thank you for all the gifts. Let's take them to our hearts, and whether we give online, whether we give through text, whether we mail it in, whether we give it here today, in all the ways that the good is received, we say thank you. Thank you, Spirit. We are grateful, grateful, grateful for each gift, for each giver. We recognize the flow of your abundance, the flow of your good in so many ways that are beyond even what we can say financially, but we also recognize that we are in a material world that requires finances, and we are grateful that those finances are flowing because your universe is abundant. And we are grateful. And let's share together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. And so it is.
Running for your heart, I'm running for your heart until I am a soul on fire. God, I'm looking for your ways, I'm looking for the day when I am a soul on fire, until I am a soul on fire. I'm running for your heart, I'm running for your heart until I am a soul on fire. Lord, I'm longing for your ways, I'm waiting for the day when I am a soul on fire, until I am a soul on fire. Lord, restore the joy I've had, I have wandered, bring me back. In this darkness, lead me through until all I see is you. God, I'm running for your heart, I'm running for your heart until I am a soul on fire. Lord, I'm longing for your ways, I'm waiting for the day when I am a soul on fire, until I am a soul on fire. Lord, help me do thy will again. Let me return, bring my will to you again. Lord, help me do your will again. Lord, bring my will back to yours again. God, I'm running for your heart, I'm running for your heart until I am a soul on fire. Lord, I'm longing for your ways, I'm longing for the day till I am a soul on fire. God, I'm running for your heart, I'm running for your heart till I am a soul on fire. I wanna be a soul on fire. Oh, a soul on fire. I'm gonna be a soul on fire.
Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. Sorry, I missed an image there. A little bit of computers in and out and things. Anybody else have that going on? Internet, computers, electric? Yeah, okay. You understand. So we are grateful, grateful, grateful. Get our prayer requests here. Thank you. And let's come together in sharing our blessings upon these gifts and upon these prayers. We celebrate divine abundance. We gratefully live, breathe, and abundance and generosity. Thank you, God, for the flow of ministry to bless the world. We rejoice as all our prayers are answered. We are grateful, blessed, and prosperous. I think I need glasses. I'm having trouble reading back there today. But today, I do know, is July Babies Day. It's a day to celebrate a July birthday. So if you have a birthday in July, please stand up and let's celebrate you. Oh, Deanna and Wendy and Dawn. And anybody else? Oh, and back there, Larry, okay, and Jacob and Domingo.
Well, where did
Okay.
Trish go? Because Patricia's here too.
And Patricia's another July baby. This is not September, this is July. All right, well, let's sing happy birthday.
Sing happy birthday to yourself, Art.
And Art, I didn't say Art.
Yeah, do that one. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, July babies. And there's a whole bunch of y'all. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you. You are wonderful. God is blessing you now. Jacob, we got to get you on the list.
Thank you for sharing us on social media so we do get the word to spread out further in whatever way you share social media. Social media. And I want to just share, we have an event coming up that we want to invite anybody that wants to come along. Starting next week, we'll be doing the last Sunday of the month, is that we'll be doing singing over at the Memory Care Center at Orchard Park. We used to, for years, we did a service there once a month. Then we started singing with the residents, and then we started going into the memory care unit. And I will tell you, it is a really, really special experience. That you folks that don't really have a lot of memory, we bring in songs that are old-time favorites. Like we might sing Happy Birthday. We might sing He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. We might sing, any number of different things. And we just go gather there and we sing with the residents, and they begin to remember, because that part of their brain still connects. And it's a really beautiful thing to bring families. We've brought kids in as well, and they love it. And and it really transforms kind of their countenance over that time that we're there singing it. We don't do it long, a half hour or something, and sing a few songs with them. But anybody that wants to come, will be at 1 o'clock next Sunday after the service at 1. We'll go over to Orchard Park, which is really just around the corner here, and we'll be singing in the memory care unit. And I think, Mary Helen, you've got a good song list for us, don't you? Yeah, she's helped us before, and she knows the old songs, so. Yeah, not enough Elvis in there. They probably would like that, Ain't nothing but a hound dog. Oh, we haven't done that one. Yeah. Anyway, we want to invite you to come out and join us if you feel called to do that. It really is a beautiful experience, and we'll be doing it every month on the I don't know if it's the fourth Sunday of the month. So that'll be fabulous, and love to have you participate and bring your kids if you'd like. So anyway, we'll gather here to do that. Oh yeah, we do want to announce that Suze Reeder is now officially a new board member with us. We know she was here as an alternate, and now she is officially our new board member. Thank you, Suze. You want to stand and stand up and wave to your adoring fans? Yeah. and she graciously agreed to take the role of secretary. So we are grateful for that as well. You know it's the most fought after role on the board, but maybe not. Oh, okay, and I have one more. is who would like to host the women's ministry. Our screens have gone down, so we're going to just love on this, is that we are looking for someone that wants to, or anybody who wants to sign up to host our women's ministry nights. We usually have some kind of a topic we share, and an activity, and of course our potluck. So if you are interested in that, all of these things you can sign up for on the table in the foyer. All right, I think that's enough.
We're looking specifically for August, September, and October.
Okay.
August 6th is coming up, so if you've ever had a wish, want, or desire, it's also in your MailChimp, in your Sunday bulletin. You can click on that, and it goes directly to Kyra, and you can go through that process.
And I have one other thing I want to say, though we didn't put it out here yet, and I know we're going to start announcing. We are getting ready in August, later in August, to do our prayer chaplain training. And I want you to just pray into, in your hearts, if you feel called to be a prayer chaplain with us. We do have a training on the 23rd and 24th of August, and we'll tell you more about that, but it's in the evening on the 23rd and then all day on the 24th. And if it's something that you're not sure, we invite you to come and deepen your experience of understanding prayer through the training and see if it's something that calls you. But pray about it. That's always the best way, to see if that's what you're guided to be, because they hold a consciousness for all of us and hold all the prayers of this ministry. And it's really a beautiful way to serve. So would love to have, if you want to join in on that, there's a sign-up sheet out there for that as well. All right, let's rise and do our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And so we're going to join together, say thank you to everybody online, and we're going to join together for our peace song.